Hello and welcome to the Quebber channel. I'm Jason, your host. I hope you're all having a splendid first day. Coping strategy. Been on my mind a lot recently as I've had to rework a lot of mine. Every person in the world has coping strategies. You don't really notice them though most of the time, but especially people who aren't disabled. Your coping strategies are so invisible. Your favourite food when you've had a bad day. Your favourite TV series. Your best friend you can talk to. All these are examples of coping. The way we live life, the way we function. Your favourite drink. Going out for a drink. Having pizza. Going for a takeout. Going out on a date. They're all ways where we enhance our lives. We all have shitty situations. We all have places, things that bother us. But for most of us, thankfully, it's a transitory thing. It's just something that happened. We might have a bad week. We might have worn ourselves out at work. Some subject matter might have made us angry. But for a disabled person, especially a person dealing with mental health problems, coping strategies can be the difference between living at home independently and being on a PICU ward, a psychiatric intensive care ward. That's the difference. Now, a lot of people who have multiple problems, like I'm autistic spectrum disorder with comorbidities of ADHD and bipolar type 2. Now, the problem with that is they're like little things, different parts of my brain, they're always grinding against each other. Always fucking grinding against. For example, autism, one of the prime things, we like safe spaces, we like static things, we like comfort, we like to eat the same things for 6 months every single day. We like to wear the same clothes, we like to do the same routine. Our safe. A person with ADHD wants to have 1,000 different projects on the go at the same time. A person with ADHD wants to watch their favourite movie and then 10 minutes in, something in the movie will say, ooh, that reminds me of something, and they'll skip to another movie, and skip to another movie, and skip to another movie. Autistic side of me wants to sit down and watch a film and watch it all the way through slowly and enjoy it. ADHD side of me wants to skip every 5 minutes and jump 10 seconds at a time all the way through the movie between the parts that I like. Autistic side of me wants to have my desk in front of the computer completely clean with no mess, with the keyboard and the mouse in a specific position and my stimming tool, my balls in one place and my fidget toy in another place, and everything's got to be in that position. And even my mic above has got to be in a specific position. ADHD side of me wants to create a mess. Lots of mess, lots of stuff all over the place. Busy, busy. So it's a constant battle, and that battle is absolutely exhausting. One of the reasons why people like me are so fucking worn out all the time. When I go to the bathroom, part of me wants to just sit there and listen to my audiobook. Other part of me wants to pull out my phone and play a game. Other part of me wants to count the tiles on the wall. Other part of me wants to look at the taps and think, maybe I should fix that. That should be a project. I could put new taps on there. Or that needs doing, or this needs doing. That. Sometimes I have 1075 games installed on my computer system. And my ADHD brain is like, yay, anytime I want to play that one, they're all available. I can just press the button. I don't have to install them. And then that very same side of me becomes indecisive because there's too many games, and then I look at them and I never play them because there's just too many to do. My autistic side wants to play the same game over and over and over and over. The same few games and never try anything, never invest any time in anything new. Not comfortable. I play a lot of the same games. I listen to a lot of the same audiobooks over and over. I watch the same. I've got so many TV that I would love to watch. But what do? I rewatch Scrubs all the way fucking through and then start again at the beginning. And we have to develop coping strategies, thankfully for me, because I am classified as my autistic spectrum disorder. One of my special affinities is technology, and all kinds of technology, and all kinds of games and things like that, and anything that's a gadget, anything like that. So I can leverage that to deal with the other side of myself. Coping strategies built on my own thingy, because the big problem is this: in mental health professionals, we take specializations. So someone who can specialize in attention deficit hyper disorder, ADHD, probably doesn't know that much about bipolar, autism, and the autism specialist doesn't know about the bipolar stuff. And so to get an overview of yourself, you end up having to be an expert for yourself, because there's no one out there who's that. Because it's not just, you can't put them all in a box. You can't put them all in a box. It does not work, because humans are unique, and mental illness is affected by how you grew up, how your parents were, how your life experiences as you went through. And therefore, you're a whole mess of perfect storm of craziness and weirdness, and things that affect you might not affect other. And there is no set guide for bipolar. There is no set guide for autism. There is no set guide for autism or for ADHD, because if you're different gender, yep, gender has an effect. Bingo boom. So yeah, when things change, I hate, which I don't like, which is scary, I have to try to recreate, try to reset my coping strategies, try to create new ones to deal with diabetes, deal with a change in food, to deal with all those old foods that used to be a comfort thing. Nope, not got them anymore. So coping strategies, it's hard for me to tell you a list of coping strategies that would work for you, because these are mine. But some of the ideas, like the idea of, it's a very well-known idea that if you get overwhelmed as an autistic or ADHD in there, you can try to go back to a time in your life when things were simpler. You can try to, some people say, for a lake, picture a lovely holiday that you used to go in your head, do a meditation, think about how you felt on that holiday, focus on the detail of that specific little point in time, and grow in your mind and create this wonderful experience in your past, that where you were smiling and having fun and nothing was a problem. For me, that arcade machine over there does it for me. I turn that on, I switch to Space Invaders, I turn the volume up, and I have the sound of the Space Invaders from the 1970 version of Space Invaders, and I'm back in Tembe. I'm back at that campsite when I was about 8 or 9 years old, back inside the chip shop with the Space Invader in the corner, machine in the corner. And as my hands rest on the controls and I start to play over there, I'm back as a 9-year-old. I'm back as the child, with still weird, still odd, still with all my things, but none of the baggage, none of the trauma, none of the thingy. Those few minutes that I spend there recharges my battery, give my brain a rest, and lets me settle. Why I don't have it turned on all the time. That arcade machine, not there for me to just play games on it. I would love to, but I don't want to make it normal. I don't want to make the lesson, the connection to that old place. And most of the time, that arcade machine stays silent. I didn't buy it as a hobby. I didn't buy it as a thing. Like, yes, I wanted an arcade machine, but that is too valuable, priceless. That when I'm really bad, when things are overwhelming me, and I've used it a few times since my diabetic diagnosis and the damage to my body and all the worries that we've got while I'm waiting to find out whether or not my potassium has started to rise again, whether or not I'm going to be okay or even alive in a week. And those thoughts get to me when my depression kicks in, when the darkness crowding me. Turn that machine on, turn the volume up to max, turn it on to Space Invaders, and we're back in that place in Tembe, 9 years old. That's my Valium. That's my fucking diazepam. That's my Prozac. That's my treatment for those bad situations. There's other things I've got as well. Oh, they're down here. Look at this down here. This fucking thing in my down here. This is a briefcase arcade machine. It's a proper arcade machine that's a briefcase. It opens up and it's got a 17-inch monitor. And these here are not handles. These are the actual sticks that you unscrew here and plug in inside it. Why don't I use this? Because this is the backup for that. If that breaks over there, I can put this on a cupboard. I can plug it in and turn it on, and I've got backup for. When you use these kind of things as the final nuclear option when your brain is falling apart, when the only other option is to ring up the crisis line in hospital, that is why I need that plus, because I've got something that works that helps me to survive. Only got one of them. The thought of failing is true. So knowing that I have this, and I plug it in and I connect to up. In fact, I'm going to show you. Show you what I mean. I'll just so you can see it. Well, so yeah, that is the system. These unplug here. Plug in into the hole on here as well. The dual person system. We turn this on and bingo. This is the backup with the buttons and everything for that arcade machine in case I have a really bad day, because I've always got to make sure that that doesn't fail. Because to me, that is the equivalent of insulin. It is the equivalent of blood pressure medications. It is part of my treatment. It is documented in my notes for my GP and my doctors and my mental health evidence. It works. And for me to feel safe, I need two of them. But you wonder where disability people's monies goes on, because every single disabled person has their coping strategy. But people who are not disabled and that, they see that and say, "Oh, that's a cute thing. That's a nice luxury." I wish I could turn this on every single day and play. I do. I really wish I could. Yeah, I would love to be able to turn this on and play it. I game on that system, my main computer system, and my other systems, because they're not as high level in the thing. Anyway, this is Jason for Weber channel. I hope you're all having a good day.